Special Forces training, the ultimate test of human limits. The origins of Special Forces. To understand the brutal training and elite capabilities of today's Special Forces, we have to go back to a time when the world was at war, and conventional armies struggled to respond to unpredictable, fast-moving threats. It was in this chaos that the concept of special operations was born. During World War II, traditional armies found themselves unable to adapt to the guerrilla tactics and asymmetric threats that defined much of the conflict. In response, the Allies began to form specialized units capable of conducting raids, sabotage, reconnaissance, and other high-risk missions behind enemy lines. One of the first and most famous was the British Special Air Service, SAS, created in 1941 to operate deep inside Axis territory in North Africa. Their success in disrupting supply lines and gathering intelligence would set the tone for Special Forces worldwide. The United States followed suit with units like the Office of Strategic Services, OSS, a precursor to the CIA, that trained operatives in espionage, sabotage, and unconventional warfare. In Asia, the Merrill's Marauders and Chindits conducted long-range jungle operations in Burma under extreme conditions, laying the groundwork for the kind of endurance-based missions modern special forces still carry out today. As the Cold War began, Special Forces units became permanent fixtures in military strategy. The focus shifted from large-scale warfare to covert operations, counterinsurgency, and intelligence gathering. New threats required new capabilities, leading to the formation of units like the U.S. Navy SEALs, 1962, Green Berets, and Delta Force. These weren't just soldiers, they were multi-skilled operatives trained to blend into foreign cultures, operate in small teams, and execute missions with precision and discretion. Across the globe, other nations developed their own elite units. Russia's Spetsnaz, known for their brutal training and psychological warfare. France's GIGN, specialized in counterterrorism and hostage rescue. Israel's Sayeret Matkal, masters of intelligence and urban operations. Modern conflicts in Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, and beyond have pushed these forces into the spotlight. The nature of warfare has changed, less about front lines and more about identifying threats in cities, deserts, mountains, and cyberspace. Special Forces now operate in joint environments, coordinating with intelligence services, cyber units, and drone operators. Their missions are fast, precise, and often classified. But no matter the country or conflict, the principle remains the same. When a mission is too dangerous, too sensitive, or too politically risky for conventional forces, you call in the Special Forces. Their origins are steeped in innovation, improvisation, and grit. And from those early days of parachuting into enemy territory to today's high-tech operations, one truth remains clear. These warriors are forged in adversity, and their story is just beginning. Inside the training grounds. Becoming a member of a Special Forces unit isn't just about physical strength or shooting accuracy. It's about pushing the human body and mind to the brink and then going beyond it. Inside these training grounds, failure isn't a setback. It's the expected outcome for most. Only the few who endure make it through. This is where elite warriors are born, not in glory, but in grit, exhaustion, and relentless pressure. From the U.S. Navy SEALs Bud S, Basic Underwater Demolition SEAL, training to France's GIGN selection, from Russia's Spetsnaz Obstacle Gauntlets to South Korea's UDT SEAL freezing water drills, every country's Special Forces course is a unique crucible. But they all share one goal: strip away weakness, break the ego, and expose the essence of a soldier. Physical preparation is only the first barrier. Trainees are subjected to long-distance ruck marches, cold water immersion, endurance obstacle courses, and combat simulations that test stamina in real-time stress conditions. In the SEAL's infamous Hell Week, candidates get a total of 4 hours of sleep across 5 days while carrying logs, crawling through surf zones, and enduring constant mental harassment. Many ring out, literally, by quitting at a bell placed in camp. But what really separates Special Forces from conventional troops is mental resilience. Instructors engineer conditions of extreme stress, isolation, and uncertainty. Tasks are vague, objectives shift constantly, and failure is often manufactured to see how candidates react. Do they break down? Do they blame others? Or do they adapt and lead? Some are left blindfolded in forests for navigation challenges with no map. Others are forced to memorize critical mission details under sleep deprivation, then execute flawlessly, or face physical penalties. It's about building an operator who can make the right call in the worst moment when adrenaline, fear, and fatigue blur everything else. Psychological evaluations are ongoing. Some programs use trained psychologists to study group dynamics and decision-making under pressure. Others observe without notice, assessing how candidates handle humiliation, betrayal simulations, or ethical dilemmas. It's a test of judgment, loyalty, and moral compass. Weapons training is equally intense. Trainees must master a wide range of firearms, explosives, and hand-to-hand combat techniques. But they're also expected to be quiet professionals, proficient in stealth, communication, language skills, and battlefield medicine. Former Special Forces soldiers often describe training as the hardest experience of their lives, but also the most transformative. Many compare it to a rebirth. They emerge not just stronger, but clearer in purpose, closer to death, and more alive than ever before. Because inside these grounds, every weakness is revealed, every illusion is stripped away, and what remains is either a special operator or a ghost who almost became one. The ultimate test, missions and operations training, builds the body. Preparation shapes the mind, but it's on the mission, in the darkness of the unknown, under enemy fire, or deep behind enemy lines, that a Special Forces soldier is truly defined. Special Forces are not built for conventional warfare. They are designed for the impossible, missions that require speed, secrecy, and absolute precision. They don't march in battalions. They move in small, agile teams, often with no backup, no margin for error, and no recognition if things go right. Their missions are as varied as the threats they confront: hostage rescues, counter-terrorism strikes, long-range reconnaissance, covert sabotage, training local resistance groups, and high-value target extractions. These are operations that demand intense planning, exact execution, and the ability to adapt on the fly. Take, for example, the 2011 Operation Neptune Spear, the mission that led U.S. Navy SEAL Team 6 deep into Pakistan to eliminate Osama bin Laden. The team had to infiltrate hostile territory undetected, navigate a complex compound, and neutralize a target surrounded by civilians, all within minutes. It was a culmination of years of intelligence work, simulation, and surgical precision, Or look at the GIGN hostage rescue at the Grand Mosque in Mecca in 1979, where French Special Forces operatives, under the cover of Muslim converts, advised and trained Saudi units to retake a site of immense religious and political sensitivity. The mission had to succeed, not just tactically, but diplomatically and symbolically. Special Forces soldiers are not just warriors. They are linguists, medics, engineers, and diplomats. They're trained to blend into foreign cultures, forge local alliances, and operate in complex human terrain. Many speak multiple languages. Some are experts in cyber operations. Others specialize in high-altitude jumps, diving, demolition, or sniper precision. The modern operator is a multi-tool weapon system, sharp, silent, and smart. But the ultimate test isn't just physical or technical, it's moral. Special operations often unfold in ambiguous, high-stakes environments. Operators must distinguish combatants from civilians in split seconds. They must weigh the risk of collateral damage against the cost of inaction. And they must make these decisions without hesitation, knowing a mistake could compromise the mission or haunt them for life. And yet, for many, this is why they joined. They are the tip of the spear, called when diplomacy fails and time runs out. They work without headlines, operate without fanfare, and often return to silence. Some missions will never be acknowledged. Some names will never be known. But their impact echoes through every crisis averted, every hostage freed, every threat neutralized before it ever reached the headlines. Their battlefield isn't defined by geography, it's a mindset. Whether it's a desert, a jungle, a snow-covered mountain, or the corridors of a crumbling building, a Special Forces soldier enters knowing one truth: there is no backup. There is only mission success or failure. The human cost, sacrifice, and resilience. Behind the medals, the legends, and the adrenaline-pumping operations lies a truth often hidden from the public. The cost of being special is immense. For every successful mission, for every life saved, there is a toll, physical, psychological, emotional, that doesn't end when the mission does. Special Forces soldiers endure more than just harsh training or battlefield stress. They carry the weight of high-risk decisions, repeated exposure to trauma, and the silence required by their profession. They can't always share where they were, what they did, or even why they survived when others didn't. The burden of secrecy, combined with the intensity of their experiences, creates a unique strain few can truly understand. Physically, the demands are brutal. Years of airborne jumps, underwater operations, sleep deprivation, and combat take a toll. Chronic injuries are common: joint deterioration, hearing loss, nerve damage. Many operators push through pain and continue to train and deploy, often delaying care until the damage becomes permanent. But the greater wounds are often invisible. Special Forces soldiers are taught to be self-reliant, mission-focused, and emotionally controlled. Yet, the psychological cost of multiple deployments, losing teammates, or taking lives in morally complex situations cannot be ignored. Post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, survivor's guilt, depression, and emotional numbness are silent shadows that follow many home. Unlike conventional soldiers, special operators often return from missions that never officially happened. There's no welcome ceremony, no debrief for family members, no closure. They carry their memories alone. And while they may wear the uniform of superheroes in the public eye, they bleed, grieve, and struggle just like anyone else, sometimes more so. The impact extends to their families. Spouses and children live with long absences, unanswered questions, and the fear that the person who leaves may not return, or worse, may return changed, detached, haunted, or distant. Relationships suffer. Trust is tested. The mission doesn't end at home. It evolves. And yet, amid the pain, what often rises is resilience. Special Forces culture is built on brotherhood, an unbreakable bond forged in hardship. Operators rely on each other not just in combat, but in life. Peer support networks, veteran-led recovery programs, and new mental health initiatives are beginning to address the long-ignored reality that even the strongest need help. In recent years, many former operators have begun to speak out, to shatter the stigma of mental health and acknowledge that strength also lies in vulnerability. Their stories of breakdowns, of healing, of rediscovering purpose are just as powerful as their combat records. Because what makes these men and women truly elite isn't just their ability to survive in battle. It's their ability to face their demons, support their teammates, and carry on day after day, mission after mission, even when no one is watching. Resilience isn't the absence of pain. It's the decision to move forward through it. And that might be the most extraordinary strength of all. The future of Special Forces. As warfare evolves, so too must the warriors who stand on its cutting edge. Special Forces, long defined by human strength, adaptability, and grit, are entering a new era. One where technology, complexity, and ethics will test them in ways even the toughest training cannot prepare for. The modern battlefield is no longer just physical. It's digital, urban, globalized, and fast-moving. Conflicts today aren't always declared. Enemies don't always wear uniforms. Future threats may come from rogue states, cyber criminals, terrorist cells, or even autonomous systems. In this shifting landscape, Special Forces are being tasked with doing more, with more precision and less visibility than ever before. One of the most profound changes is the integration of advanced technology. Operators are now equipped with augmented reality visors, real-time battlefield data feeds, and wearable biometric monitors. AI-enhanced mission planning tools are already being used to predict movement patterns, identify threats, and adjust plans mid-operation. In the near future, operators may deploy alongside autonomous drones, use exoskeletons to reduce fatigue and injury, or tap into machine learning algorithms for instant intelligence analysis. Cyber warfare has also entered the special operations domain. Elite units are being trained not just in combat, but in digital infiltration, electronic warfare, and information operations. A mission might involve disabling a satellite network, spoofing enemy communications, or executing a targeted cyber attack. Actions that require technical mastery just as much as tactical force. Yet, with these advancements comes a deeper question. How far can you enhance a soldier before they lose what makes them human? The growing reliance on automation, AI, and biotech augmentation raises ethical concerns. Will machines one day make life or death decisions? Should a soldier wear a chip that tracks their thoughts or controls adrenaline? These are no longer science fiction dilemmas. They are the debate shaping military policy right now. Special Forces must also adapt to geopolitical complexity. Missions now often involve joint task forces, coalition operations, and non-combat interventions like humanitarian aid or diplomatic support. Operators need to be more than warriors. They must be culturally aware, politically astute, and morally grounded. Another future challenge is recruitment and retention. As training intensifies and mission demands grow, sustaining an elite, ready force becomes harder. Burnout, injury, and transition struggles after service are real threats to long-term effectiveness. New mental health strategies, more flexible career paths, and better reintegration support will be vital in maintaining the force behind the force. And yet, even amid all this change, some things remain constant. Special forces will still be the first in, the last out. They will still take the hardest missions, quietly, efficiently, and often anonymously. They will still train for the moment when no one else can step in. Because the true strength of special forces has never just been in their tools, their tactics, or even their training. It's been in their values, discipline, loyalty, adaptability, and the will to keep going, no matter the odds. In a world that's becoming more automated and less predictable, that human core will matter more than ever. The future may be powered by technology, but it will still be carried on the shoulders of people who refuse to quit. Beyond limits, beyond recognition, they train in silence, they operate in shadows, and when the mission is done, they return quietly, without applause, without headlines. Special forces are not defined by uniforms or medals. They are defined by something deeper, the willingness to endure what most cannot, and to act when no one else will. What you've seen in this video is just a glimpse. Behind every obstacle course, every hostage rescue, every sleepless night under enemy fire, there is a story of sacrifice, resilience, and unshakable commitment. These warriors are forged not only by the weight they carry on their backs, but by the weight they carry in their minds and hearts. And as warfare continues to evolve, one thing remains the same. It will always take extraordinary people to face extraordinary challenges. So the next time you hear about a mission, you'll never know the full story of, remember, someone risked everything to make sure it ended well. Thank you for watching. Stay strong, stay aware, and never forget those who serve in silence, so the rest of us can live in peace.